Which haunting issues did Miley Cyrus develop while filming the iconic TV show Hannah Montana? And what was Disney's reaction to her rebellious phase? Today, we will uncover the dark truth of Miley being on Disney, so keep on watching. We've all watched Miley Cyrus grow up right on our screens in Hannah Montana, a show that shaped our childhoods and made us all wistfully dream we were living the best of both worlds. And while nearly everyone wanted to be a young star and appear in the Disney cinematic universe, stardom has its dark downsides. Miley, being one of the most famous stars Disney has ever produced, knows just how terrible things can get. She started working with Disney in 2006 at just 11 years old, when most of us were happily riding bikes and hanging out with friends after school. This young legend had a very early start into her career. She spent days on the set of Hannah Montana, trying to balance her normal life and the life of Miley Stewart she had to act out in front of cameras. Actually, the whole Miley Cyrus/Miley Stewart situation was always really close to getting messy, even at the start. Since Disney changed the name of the character to Miley, they basically owned her name, which was a real jackpot for Disney since Miley's dad, Billy Ray Cyrus, was already a huge star. Looking back at the situation, she talked about this in an interview. "My mom started understanding how many people take advantage of a child, so she hired smart people to protect me in that way. I'm happy that when I was younger, people protected me and put me in a position where I can now control my music." We are so happy Miley always had someone to be there for her. She not only had her mom with her, but also her dad, Billy Ray Cyrus, who was constantly present, since he was also her co-star and on-screen dad in Hannah Montana. We loved their father-daughter dynamics, both on-set and off-set. But looking back, Miley is not the only person who had some dark memories tied to Hannah Montana.
Say what?
I'll tell you right now, the damn show destroyed my family. It's all sad. Billy Ray said he felt like he couldn't protect Miley from everything, no matter how hard he tried. Billy was going through a few rough patches with his wife. But nowadays, all is well between them, and they both have a great relationship with Miley. But the fact that one of her parents was constantly on the set, doing his best to parent Miley at least a little bit, also had a negative effect as well. Since Miley started working on Hannah Montana, a TV show that became a sensation, she often had to work for more than 12 hours a day. Of course, the cast were all children, but even this law could be walked around simply by the parents being there during the filming. Miley has recently opened up about this while being a judge on The Voice. She recalls how at 13 she was already working, so while her co-judges had a childhood, she didn't. She describes her days on the set as pretty drastic. "Every morning, I was getting coffee jammed down my throat to wake me up. I just had to keep going, be tough, be strong. Everything happened to me on that set." And while she went through all of this for the role of Hannah, she actually revealed that she was probably the worst paid actor during that time. "I just wanted to be on TV. I mean, at one point, they'll probably kill me for saying it, I was probably the least paid person on my Hannah Montana cast because I didn't know any better. I was just like, I can be on Disney. Yeah, I want to do it." The exploitation of young actors is a whole other category we could get into. But Miley educating herself later on and getting the coin she deserves for her hard work is definitely goals. There are millions of stories about how much pressure is put on young stars, and Miley had to keep up not only her bubbly and wholesome personality, but also her image had to be perfect all the time. Disney really kept a close eye on how she was dressing and what she was saying or doing. Hannah sang about nobody's perfect, but Disney doesn't think that about their stars. They simply have to be. And after the years she had spent playing Hannah Montana, the actress says this role caused some body image issues. She opened up about her struggles in an interview. "From the time I was 11, it was, you're a pop star. That means you have to be blonde, and you have to have long hair, and you have to put on some glittery tight thing. Meanwhile, I'm this fragile little girl playing a 16-year-old in a wig and a ton of makeup. It was like toddlers and tiaras." Miley's growing up phase was heavily influenced by the fact that she had to constantly be this camera-ready pop star. "I was told for so long what a girl is supposed to be from being on that show. I was made to look like someone that I wasn't, which probably caused some body dysmorphia because I had been made pretty every day for so long. And then when I wasn't on that show, it was like, who the F am I?" Miley also mentions that playing Hannah Montana and handling her own fame at the same time affected her teen years so much that it got to her mentally. "I think it got harder when I started touring as both. I toured as Hannah Montana and as myself. I think that's probably what's a little bit wrong with me now. I marked that up to doing some extreme damage in my psyche as an adult person. She tried to have the best of both worlds, but the constant pressure kept affecting her, which later on developed into anxiety. She opened up about anxiety in an interview. I would have anxiety attacks. I'd get hot flashes, feel like I was about to pass out or throw up. It would happen a lot before shows, and I'd have to cancel. Then the anxiety started coming from anxiety. I would be with my friends thinking I should be having so much fun. You get in this hole that seems like you're never going to be able to get out of. Mental health often suffers, especially when young stars are put into difficult positions like long working hours and constant performing before they're ready for it. We're happy to see that nowadays, Miley seems to be doing much better. But Miley's mental health wasn't the only thing that suffered while filming from such a young age. It was her physical health, too. Being constantly closed in a studio made her mom want to bring in lights for seasonal affective disorder. Miley didn't get enough sunlight and vitamin D, which often made her feel weak. Her vocals were the part that suffered the most, though. In 2019, she underwent vocal cord surgery. She said, "My doctor looked at my vocal cords and he said, 'No one shy ever has to get this surgery. This is from overuse of the vocal cords.'" It's no surprise Miley's voice would be the one to be the most affected after her career. She revealed that it's not all just performing and singing, but mainly what is happening after the shows. Afterwards, you're totally on, and then it's really hard to get that sleep. You stay up, talking all night. Later, the talking at night turned into smoking all night, and now this is kind of where we're at. Miley spills that the recovery after the surgery is what helped her stay sober from drinking and smoking. And we have to say, she looks like she's glowing now. Go off, queen. But if there's one thing everyone remembers, it's Miley's big rebellious moment. Like, who doesn't remember being completely shook to their core after watching Can't Be Tamed for the first time? This was Miley's breakthrough from her pristine and cute image, and Disney hated it. Jose Mendoza, who said he previously worked for Radio Disney, spilled more about this topic. "I'm not kidding when I say that the next day after this dropped, Disney made us cancel everything that was connected to Miley Cyrus. No radio play, no mentioning her, nothing." Disney bosses were upset at how adult Miley had made herself in the video, especially as it came out just weeks before the last series of Hannah Montana was scheduled to air. "We're sorry to Disney, but Can't Be Tamed slaps till this day." Another hit for Miley's Disney rep came when a video of her hitting a bong with salvia in it went viral on her 18th birthday. Even though salvia is completely legal in California, where she reportedly smoked it, this video angered so many parents who always viewed Cyrus as this perfect little girl they see on Disney Channel. That time, Miley apologized in an interview for her actions. "I'm not perfect. I made a mistake. I'm disappointed in myself for disappointing my fans." Now, over 10 years later, Miley made a few funny statements on the anniversary of the video while re-uploading the whole footage on her Instagram. Happy 10-year anniversary to the groundbreaking video of a teenager smoking a bong and saying dumb stuff to their friends. We love that she doesn't take herself that seriously. What a queen. In an interview, she looked back on her Hannah Montana times and the times when people were scandalized by her actions and said, "I'm not a Disney mascot, I'm a person." Well, there's more reflecting on her past in her recent works, especially when she took the role of Ashley O in Black Mirror. The episode was about a pop star with a perfectly fabricated life. Sounds a little familiar, don't you think? Many fans pointed out the similarities between Ashley O and Miley's time on Disney. Miley spilled more about this in an interview. "The character is me," she said of Ashley O. "They twisted it up the way they always do, but the industry is already pretty dark. And at times, I've definitely felt like Ashley O. I still do. Making this record, I felt like Ashley O at times. They gave me the script and were like, 'Let us know if you're interested,'" Miley recalled. "And I read it and was like, it's not even if I'm interested or not. It's just that no one else can play this because this is my life. Like, you just took my life." She's generally not against revisiting the character of Hannah, saying she has all good memories tied to Hannah. "I definitely look back on it as a good time. I had to evolve because Hannah was larger than life, larger than me. I felt like I was never going to amount to the success of Hannah Montana. But when my peers are having these experiences and accepting themselves because of something that I demonstrated while they were a kid, that's when I go, I f***ing am Hannah Montana." In 2020, Miley had an online reunion on Instagram Live with her ex-co-star and on-screen bestie, Emily Osment, who played Lily. We love to see them reminisce about the Hannah Montana times together. The love and friendship seems to be still there. Nowadays, we know Miley is serving us some rock realness and delivering bangers left and right. Don't forget to check out her newest album, Plastic Hearts. Would you like to see a Hannah Montana reunion eventually in the future? Let us know in the comments. Thank you all for watching.